Hey guys, good evening to all of you. So, hope you all are doing well and enjoying the Sunday. So, let's start our discussion on a very important topic, that is GST. Before that, once confirm me that my voice is audible and the PPT is visible. So, comment in the chat box so that we can start our discussion. Okay, sir. So, yesterday, we had discussed on the concept of time of supply, that is section 12, 13 and 14, where it talks about time of supply in case of supply of goods. Section 13 talks about time of supply in case of supply of services. Under that, we have discussed two categories, that is supply of goods in case of forward charge, supply of goods in case of reverse charge, as well as supply of services in case of forward charge and supply of services in case of reverse charge. Also, under section 14 of CGST Act, we had discussed about the change in rate of tax. What will be the time of supply in case of change in rate of tax? After that, we had discussed on the section 31, that is tax invoice. Also, we had discussed since beginning on the term, that is supply under section 7 of CGST Act. Then after, we had discussed on Schedule 1, Schedule 2, Schedule 3 of CGST Act. Schedule 1 talks about all the activities or transactions which is mentioned in Schedule 1 is treated as supply, whether there is a consideration or not consideration. Second, in Schedule 2, we had discussed about supply of services or supply of goods. Schedule 3 talks about neither supply of goods nor supply of services. Section 8 of CGST Act, composite supply and mixed supply. After that, we had discussed on section 9, that is charging section of CGST, under which we had discussed that there is a maximum rate, highest rate of taxes 20%. Also, we had discussed that there is a 5 petroleum product on which GST will be charged on a future date. Okay, and alcoholic liquor is exempted, is not in the era of GST. We had discussed on that. Okay, sir. So these all things we had already discussed. Now we are going to discuss an important topic, that is special economic zone. Sir, what do you mean by special economic zone? There is no specific section available, but this part is important. So special economic zone, those zones which are declared by the government of India, that those zones are treated as special economic zone because due to their huge quantity of their business, huge volume of their business, government has declared those zones as a special economic zone. Now, sir, what is the exemption available to those special economic zone? So, just take an example. I am as a registered person, I am as a taxable person. If I am going to supply any goods or services to the special economic zone, in that case, I need not to charge the GST because that supply should be treated as zero rated supply. Okay, in that case, I am going to supply, but I have also purchased those goods or services from somewhere else. In that case, there is an accumulation of input tax credit. So under GST, government says if someone is going to supply certain products or goods to a special economic zone, in that case he or she will be eligible, the business will be eligible to take the input tax credit, refund of input tax credit. Okay, sir, but the condition is that I need to supply the goods or services for the authorized operation of that special economic zone. That means if I am going to supply certain goods or services, that should be used in the authorized operation. Question rises, sir, what do you mean by authorized operation? So authorized operations as declared by the committee of special economic zone, that means special economic zone committee will declare that this is the list of our authorized operations. Okay, now let's discuss from the law. Separate registration required for SEZ unit or SEZ developer. If I am going to register as a SEZ unit or SEZ developer, in that case I need to take the separate registration. Goods or services imported by SEZ unit for authorized operation, then those supplies shall be exempted. Okay, because if I am going to supply that products, then in that case that supply should be treated as your zero rated supply. That means there is a rate of 0%. If any person supplies goods or services to SEZ for authorized operation, then he can claim the refund. We had already discussed on that person, on that point, that as I am a registered person, if I am going to supply any product, goods or services, in that case, I am eligible to take the refund of my accumulated balance of input tax credit. SEZ unit cannot itself claim the refund. That means SEZ unit is not eligible to claim the refund. If I am talking about from logic point of view, in that case also, how SEZ unit can claim the refund, because he is not SEZ unit is not going to pay any type of tax, because all the supplies are exempted supply. Hence, he is not eligible. SEZ unit is not eligible for any type of refund. Now, important. Just take an example. There is one clause in the authorized operation list of SEZ unit that SEZ unit needs to arrange one seminar in a period of 6 months. Okay, in that case, that SEZ unit needs to connect with the hotel. Okay, because SEZ unit needs the hotel services for organizing those seminar. In that case, if SEZ unit is paying certain amount and hotel is providing certain services to that SEZ unit, in that case, those services shall be treated as zero rated supply. That means all the supplies by the hotel to the SEZ unit shall be treated as your zero rated supply, and GST should be charged at the rate of 0%, and hotel is eligible to take the refund of their accumulated balance of input tax credit. Now, question arises. I am as an employee of that SEZ unit, or I am as a committee member of that SEZ unit, and I am going to any hotel and taking the services. In that case, those services should be taxable. There is no exemption available. That means exemption is only available in case SEZ unit is getting the services from any hotel industry. This exemption is not applicable for the committee members or other employees of SEZ unit, because I am as a committee member, I am as an employee of SEZ unit, I am getting those services in my individual capacity. This is the example. Okay, sir. Now, SEZ unit liable to GST on supplies to domestic tariff area unit. All those units which is established under DTA, that is domestic tariff area. In that case, SEZ unit को क्या GST पे करना है क्या? क्या SEZ, whether SEZ unit is liable to pay the GST? So in that case, if SEZ unit is going to supply any services, okay, to the domestic tariff area, because if SEZ unit is going to provide any services or goods to domestic tariff area, any entity registered under domestic tariff area, in that case, domestic the tax under reverse charge mechanism. In that case, if recipient is going to pay the tax under reverse charge mechanism, in that case, supplier is not liable to pay any type of tax. It is a basic concept, because when recipient is going to pay the tax, in that case, supplier is not liable to pay the tax. Sir, example of SEZ unit, there are multiple area where the SEZ unit has established. Okay, just government has declared that this unit is an SEZ unit. Naresh, you are from Jodhpur, and Boranada is declared as an SEZ unit, special economic zone. Also, the area nearby Kapada, it is a village. So Kapada is also declared as an SEZ unit, that is special economic zone. Okay, so special economic zone is nothing, it is an area, it is in a business area where the volume of business is high, or this is related to the export of product. In that case, government shall declare that area as an SEZ, special economic zone, special economic zone developer, or special economic zone unit. Okay, so now, as per section 2 subsection M of SEZ Act, supplying goods to DTA's export, hence tax payment is not required by SEZ unit. Okay. Railway will not charge any GST on freight charges for supplying to SEZ unit or developer. Railway will file LUT with tax department. Sir, we will discuss on that point at the time of discussing the topic refund. But I just want to clear it that if I am going to supply any goods to SEZ unit, in that case, I am not going to pay any type of tax to the government, because the rate is zero. In that case, I just need to first I just need to first apply for the letter of undertaking to the department, to the GST on the GSTN common portal. Okay. In case of export also we need to take the LUT. Okay. So in case of railway is not charging any GST on freight because SEZ is transporting their goods or services through railway. In that case, if railway is not going to pay any freight, in that case, railway has to file LUT with the department. Okay. Now, if the member of SEZ organized meeting outside the SEZ area, what about GST applicability? If SEZ member is going to organize the meeting outside the SEZ area, in that case, if that meeting is related to the operations established in the authorized operation list, in that case, that SEZ unit need not to pay any type of tax. Okay, but there is a capacity. If the member is doing those activity in their individual capacity, in that case, exemption is not applicable. But if that member is doing those activities on behalf of that SEZ unit, in that case exemption is available. Re-explain RCM concept. RCM concept, that means if I am going to provide, that means if SEZ unit is providing any services or any goods to any other person, okay, any other registered person, in that case SEZ unit need not to pay any type of tax. In that case, recipient has to pay the tax under reverse charge basis. Also, recipient is going to pay the tax. Hence, there is no liability on the supplier, that is on the SEZ unit to pay the tax. That is what is the concept of reverse charge mechanism. Can we avail ITC on supply from SEZ even invoices are not populated in our GSTR2B? Invoices is required in your GSTR2B. If invoices is not there in your GSTR2B return, in that case, you need to take return declaration from that SEZ unit or SEZ developer that this is our supply to that industry. In that case, you will be eligible to take the input tax credit. Okay. If services directly provided to SEZ, then exempt. If supplied to intermediary, then not exempt. Okay. If any services I am going to provide directly to the SEZ unit, in that case exemption is available. And if I am providing those services to any intermediary, and intermediary is going to provide those services to the SEZ unit, in that case I am not eligible to take the exemption. Okay. Supply for free trade warehousing zone to DTA. In that case, same provision as applied in case of SEZ unit. If free trade warehousing zone is going to provide any services, any goods to DTA, that is domestic tariff area unit, in that case, the same provision which was applicable in case of SEZ, the same will be applicable in case of DTA. I will provide you the format of declaration. Just WhatsApp me that fact, so I will provide you the declaration on the WhatsApp group, or I will provide you that declaration individually, not an issue. Now, export oriented unit. In case supply to EOU, that is export oriented unit. Sir, what do you mean by export oriented unit? All those units which are going to doing the business of export of goods or services, the notified goods or services. In that case, those units should be treated as your export oriented unit. Normal provisions shall apply, but if supply made to EOU, then in that case EOU shall export goods or services. In that case, zero rated benefit will be provided to EOU. Yes, you may claim the input tax credit of your tax paid under reverse charge mechanism, because we had already discussed that under reverse charge mechanism, this is a self invoicing. Okay, in that case, I am going to pay the tax and I am eligible to take the input tax credit. If I am a unit established under the domestic tariff area, and if SEZ unit is supplying certain things to me, in that case, I am liable to pay the tax under reverse charge basis. In that case, I am also eligible to take that input tax credit. Okay, Murthy sir. Now, that is the basic and important point of SEZ unit, special economic zone. Hence, we had discussed on that. Now, we are going to discuss on a very important topic, that is value of supply. Sir, we had discussed that particular transaction, particular activity is a supply as per section 7 or schedule 1, schedule 2, schedule 3. Okay. And we had already discussed on the time of supply, that is this is my time when I need to pay the tax. Now question arises, sir, what is the value on which you need to pay the tax? Because if there will be no value, in that case how you can pay the tax? So the first thing, the basic thing is that after deciding supply, after deciding time, in that case you need to first decide the value. So for deciding the value under GST, that what is the value of that particular supply, you need to take the reference of section 15 of CGST Act. Okay, sir, this is a very important section. So now discuss on that section. RCM is also applicable for EOU. No, sir. If I'm going to supply any goods or services to export oriented unit, in that case, I just need to make the declaration to the departmental authority that I am going to sell those products, supply those product or services to the export oriented unit, and export oriented unit has provided me the declaration that I am going to export those product. In that case I will charge the concessional rate, that is 0.10% under deemed export, or I may charge 0% rate under zero rated supply if the export oriented unit is going to export those goods or services within 90 days. Okay, in that case I need not to charge any type of tax. We will also discuss that concept at the time of refund. So Harikishan ji, is that okay? So in case of EOU is not liable to pay any type of tax. The tax rate is 0%. So no question arises regarding RCM. Section 15, value of taxable supply. Sir, section 15 subsection 1. What is the value of supply? In that case, the transaction value is your value of supply. That means I am going to Reliance Smart and I am getting certain goods. Okay. In that case, the price charged by the Reliance is the value of supply. Why? There is a two mandatory condition is there, that transaction value is your value of supply. Transaction value is your value of supply if supplier and recipient is not a related person. Mukesh Ambani is not my related person. Hence, first condition satisfied, that supplier and recipient are not related person. Okay. Another condition, price is the sole consideration for that supply. I am going to pay the amount. Okay. और उसके अलावा I am not going to pay anything to that Reliance Smart or Reliance Trends. In that case, I am just going to pay the amount. That is, price is my sole consideration. Both the conditions are satisfied. In that case, the transaction value will be your value of supply. Same concept. If I am going to any shop and I bought certain goods, in that case, those charge which we had mentioned, which the mentioned by that shop, in that case the transaction value is the value mentioned by that shop owner, because I am not the related person and price is the sole consideration. That is what is the concept, okay, of value of supply. So this is a very basic concept, basic definition. Okay, if price is not consideration, price is sole consideration, and recipient and supplier is not related person, in that case your transaction value is your value of supply. Now, sir, how to calculate the value of supply? For that purpose, there is section 15 subsection 2. The value of supply shall include. Sir, यहाँ पर भी word काम में लिया है, shall include. That means definition is too wider. Okay. So, the value of supply includes any tax charged under that invoice except CGST, SGST, IGST, UTGST, because that that will be charged after the transaction value, after the taxable value. Okay, so for calculating the transaction value, for calculating the value of supply, there is no need to add the CGST, SGST, IGST, UTGST. अलावा इनके अलावा except all those taxes should be added with the transaction value for getting the value of supply. Okay, sir. If there is any entertainment tax charged, in that case, you need to add that tax. Okay, if there is any other tax charged under any other act, in that case you need to add those amount in the value of supply, in the transaction value, to get the value of supply. Okay, so this is just related to your tax only. Okay, next, any amount that the supplier is liable to pay in relation to such supply, that is, just take an example. If I am as in a supplier and I am going to supply any goods to Mr. X, okay, and I raise the invoice of 20,000 rupees. In that invoice, the freight is paid by the recipient, that is Mr. X. I am not going to pay the freight, but the liability to pay the freight is on mine. Okay, so I just need to add that amount to the my value of supply, that is to the my transaction value. That means if the transaction value is 20,000 rupees and freight amount is 500 rupees, which was paid by the recipient, okay, but the liability is on me, that is on supplier, in that case the same should be added for calculating the value of supply. That means the value is 20,500, and now you need to add CGST, SGST, IGST on that transaction value. That will be treated as your value of supply. Now, question arises, sir, in that case, invoice is for 20,500, but 500 is already paid by the recipient to that transporter. In that case, I got the payment for rupees 20,000 only. So there is a no issue in that case. You should record that 20,000 in your books, and 500 ke liye you need to make the journal entry. Okay, that is what is the concept. Hari Kishan ji, re-explain the include concept, sir. Just take an example. I am going to buy certain goods from the Reliance Smart. Okay. So Reliance Smart has given me the invoice, and on which the transaction value is my value of supply, that is 20,000 rupees. Okay. Now, if Reliance has charged any type of tax, that is entertainment tax, other duty, in that case the same should be added for calculating the value of supply. That is, if Reliance Smart has charged 500 rupees as entertainment tax, in that case I need to add that 500 rupees to my transaction value, that is 20,000 plus 500. I need to pay the tax on 20,500 rupees. Okay, so just CGST, SGST, IGST, you need not to add those taxes. Other than all those taxes, you need to add to the transaction value for calculating the value of supply. Is that okay? And next part is related to your, if there is any amount which is liable to pay by the supplier, but the same has been paid by recipient, in that case, for calculating the value of supply, you first need to add that amount to your value of supply. Okay, most probably this concept is clear. There is one example. Please go through with that example. I had taken that example already. Now, incidental expenses. If supplier has made any incidental expenses, like supplier has paid commission, supplier has paid brokerage, supplier has paid loading, unloading, inspection charges, in that case, the same should be added to the transaction value for calculating the value of supply. Sir, just you should go and check the invoice of your client. If you will check the invoice, or if you will check the accounting aspect of your client, in that case you found that in his accounting software, your accountant is going to do all these things added in the transaction value, and then he will apply the tax rate on the transaction value and paying the tax to the government. Okay, now whether this will be a composite supply. Sir, yes, if I am going to provide any goods, in that case, if I am providing any goods, in that case, the transportation is the ancillary part of that principal supply. In that case, the same should be treated as your composite supply, and GST should be charged on that rate, that on which we are going to pay the tax on the principal rate. Okay, in practical life we are going to do these things. Okay, accountant is going to do these things, because in case of if I am going to preparing any invoice for, just taking an example, for 10,000 rupees, and I am going to add the transportation charges 500 rupees, in that case I need to pay the tax on 10,500 rupees at the rate and rate will be whatever will be your rate for the principal supply, that is for the supply of your goods or supply of your services. Okay sir, Murthy ji, is that okay? Trip as incentive by supplier on sale of certain amount. It is an incentive. This is not related to the value of supply. This is not a concept of value of supply. In case of incentive, this is just an incentive given by the supplier to the buyer. Okay, so this is not your part of your value of supply. Discount is your part of value of supply. Okay, incentive is not your value of part of supply, because this is just in a trip. You just need to book that in your books of accounts in journal voucher. Okay, you are not going to adjust those figures with your sales or purchase. Okay, this is the your journal part, so you need to make the journal vouchers in that case for if you're getting any incentive on a sale. Okay, interest or late fees or penalty for delayed payment for any consideration for any supply, that is maximum cases where we are checking that in case of while vouching or while checking the books of accounts, in that case I found that there is a two type of interest available. One is on account of trade interest and one is on account of unsecured loan interest. Okay, trade interest and unsecured loan interest. In that case, on trade interest I need to pay the tax, because there is a principal component that trade interest is only due to your supply of goods or services. So if you are going to pay late to your supplier, in that case you need to pay the interest. On that interest, that supplier will charge the GST. Okay, so this is the concept of trade interest. In that case, transportation charges, in that case you need to mention that the HSN code of your transportation charges, whatever will be the HSN code for the transportation charges, that is 99, you need to mention those HSN code. But if the transportation charges freight part is less amount, in that case you may add that figure in your journal voucher, and in case of by adding the figure to journal voucher, you need to just take as an expenses. Okay, so you may add that figure in the principal component, that if I am going to provide the supply of textile goods, okay, that is the HSN code is 54. Okay, 54135412. In that case, the value of my goods in that case is 10,000 rupees and my transportation expenses is 500 rupees. In that case, I may pass the journal entry, and in the journal voucher, I may mention the HSN code as 5413 only. Okay, and if I am going to business, I am as a transporter and I am going to record those transactions. In that case, I need to enter the particular HSN code which is for transportation expenses. But in case of composite supply, you may pass the journal voucher and enter the HSN code of your principal component. Okay, if there is supply of goods but there are different HSN, then freight will be added in which HSN? I am not getting your point, Naresh. Please clear it. If supplier is taking reimbursement of delivery charges, if supplier is taking the reimbursement of delivery charges, yes, supplier is going to take the reimbursement. Now if I am going to deliver any product at the rate of 10,000 rupees, okay, and I am going to pay the 500 rupees as a transportation expenses, then I am going to prepare the invoice for 10,500 rupees, and I am going to charge the tax on that 10,500 rupees. In that case, I am reimbursing that amount from the recipient now. Harikishan ji, is that okay? So as a supplier, I am going to reimbursement from that amount from my recipient. Harikishan ji, please confirm, is that okay? separate part of sales. I am not getting your point. Can you please elaborate the situation? Can you please elaborate the situation on WhatsApp and we may connect our call? Is it possible? Because I am not getting your point. So now, explanation. There is a no GST on normal interest because normal interest is just due to transaction of money. Okay, when I am talking that there is a no GST, sale is to be separated with delivery charges. Yes, sir, we are going to separate that amount. Na? 10,000 rupees is on account of my sales. Under that transaction value, I need to add transportation charges 500 rupees and then I need to pay the tax on 10,500 rupees at the rate of 2.5% or 5% or 10%, 12%, 18%, whatever will be the rate of GST. I may share certain invoices with you with certain examples so that your concept will be clear. If there is Ramesh ji, if there is a different product, in that case you need to find out the principal product. And if this is a mixed supply, this is a mixed supply, in that case you need to add the transportation expense under the head of your HSN code of your transportation expense itself. Okay. In that case, you may go to add the transport HSN code of transportation, that is 99, so that this will be the perfect situation. If there is one principal supply, in that case, you may add the HSN code of your principal supply. If there is multiple supply and the supply is under the mixed supply category, in that case, you need to add the HSN code of your transportation expenses. Different HSN code product invoice with transportation charges, then which HSN code is to be mentioned in the invoice. Yes, in case you need to mention the HSN code of your transportation because this is a case of your mixed supply. I was talking about the principal supply, but this is a concept of your mixed supply. In case of mixed supply, you need to mention the HSN code of your transportation expenses. In case of principal supply, you need to mention the HSN code of your principal supply. Hari Kishan, this is the delivery charges reimbursed. Hari Kishan ji, can we discuss this issue over call so that it will be more convenient for us or in the WhatsApp group, not an issue. After post session, you may raise that query in the WhatsApp group. I will provide the solution. There is no GST on normal interest. If I am going to deposit any amount in the bank, in that case, that interest is in a money term. So in that case there is no GST. But if the interest is due to trade, in that case GST will be applicable. We had discussed that concept that if interest is due to my trade part, GST will be applicable. If interest is due to money part, in that case GST will not be applicable. Just take an example. I want to buy one washing machine. Okay. For that purpose, I have contacted to one uh, supplier. Okay. And I have no money. In that case, I said to my supplier that you need to take the loan. You need to provide the loan facility, the credit facility to me. And I am going to pay the installment to you. And you should pay that installment to your credit agency. In that case, if I defaulted in paying the interest, if I am going to if I am going to defaulted in paying the installment, in that case I need to pay the interest. So in that case, on that interest GST should be charged because this interest is due to my violation of the terms and condition. But just taken another example, another situation. If I have taken one loan and on that behalf of loan, I am going to buy a washing machine. In that case, if I made any default in paying the installment to my credit provider, in that case, if there is interest charged by that credit provider, in that case, no GST because that interest is due to money and GST will not be charged. But if I defaulted to pay to my supplier, in that case, on that particular interest, GST will be charged because that interest is due to trade. Most probably that example is clear. Situation related to penal interest. EMI grant by seller. Penal interest shall be included in the value of supply. GST should be charged on that penal interest. Loan directly taken by the buyer from the finance company. Here, supplier is not in picture, hence penal interest is mere interest on loan that is monetary in nature, hence not included in the value. Okay. Is that clear? Next case study. Delayed payment charges on electricity bill shall not subject to GST because electricity is exempt under GST. If there is any delayed payment charges on the electricity bill, in that case there is no GST because electricity bill itself is an exempted supply. So the same decision is provided by AAR authority Madhya Pradesh in Madhya Pradesh Purva Kshetra Vidut Vitran Nigam Limited. Subsidy directly linked to the price excluding subsidies provided by the central government or state government. Okay, if you got any subsidy from your supplier, in that case you need to adjust that subsidy in the value of supply. That is, my value is my selling price is 20,000 rupees and I got a subsidy of rupees 500. Okay, in that case the price is 19,500 and I need to charge the GST on 19,500 only. But if I am going to getting any subsidy from central government or state government, that is any subsidy from central government or state government, in that case that subsidy will not be adjusted from your transaction value. You need to pay the tax on the whole transaction value. Okay, sir. Subsidy by central government, state government should not be adjusted with your transaction value. General subsidy, other subsidies adjusted with your transaction value. Now, section 15, subsection 3. The value of supply shall not include any discount which is given. We had already discussed on the term discount. That is, if there is any discount which is decided at the time of supply or before the supply, in that case that discount should be adjusted with your transaction value. That means if I am going to prepare one invoice, tax invoice, at the time of preparing that tax invoice, if I recorded and discount, that is the term decided between the supplier and recipient, that behalf I am going to adjust it, that discount I am going to provide that discount to my recipient. The invoice price is 20,000 rupees and I am going to provide the discount at the rate of 10%, that is 2,000 rupees. At that time I need to first less 2,000 rupees from that 20,000 rupees and I need to charge tax on 18,000 rupees only. So that is what is the concept of your discount which is decided at the time of supply or before supply. Okay, before or at the time of supply. But after the supply, if your supplier has provided any discount due to any prior term, that is, I make an agreement with my recipient that if you will buy 10,000 unit of a particular product, in that case I will provide you a discount of 5% within 6 months. And after supply, my recipient has purchased 10,000 units of that particular product within those 6 months. In that case I need to provide the discount of 5%. Okay, the terms as decided prior, but I have not provided the discount at the time of supply of the first supply, second supply, third supply. At the end of 6 months I am going to provide that discount. So the terms as already decided at the time of supply. So here that discount should be adjusted with the transaction value, or you may issue a credit note for those discount amount with the GST. That is, you need to issue the trade discount GST. Okay, sir. We will discuss on that part, that what do you mean by trade discount and what is the meaning of your financial discount. But now, but you just need to know the fact in your mind that if the terms is decided at the time of supply or before the supply, in that case you may issue the credit note or you may adjust that discount figure with your taxable value post sales also. Okay, now explanation. If a person issued credit note regarding discount which is not determined before or at the time of supply, then supplier cannot reduce his output tax liability by issuing the credit note. That means if I made a supply of rupees 20,000 rupees to Mr. X, okay, and at the time of supply there is no any agreement regarding any discount. At the time of payment, My recipient said that I am going to pay 18,000, only 2,000 is a discount. The discount is not decided at the time of supply. No terms has decided at the time of supply. Hence, for that 2,000 rupees, because I had already paid the tax on 20,000 rupees, because I had issued the invoice of 20,000 rupees, so now I am not eligible to take the benefit of GST on those 2,000 rupees which I had not received from my recipient, because that discount is treated as your financial discount. You may issue the credit note, but there is no effect of GST. You can reduce your taxable value. That is, your taxable value is got reduced to 18,000 only, but you cannot reduce the figure of CGST, SGST or IGST. Is that okay? This example is okay. Please comment in the chat box, because this is the most important term, or at the time of departmental audit, at the time of litigation, maximum disputes arises due to the discount term. So is that okay, sir? Please comment in the chat box. If I am talking about a basic point of view, in that case, there is two type of discount. One is financial discount, another is trade discount. If the terms is already decided at the time of supply or before the supply, in that case, the discount is treated as your trade discount. But if the terms is not decided at the time of supply, okay, in that case, that discount should be treated as your financial discount. Okay, in case of financial discount, you may adjust the taxable value, but no effect is given to the CGST, SGST, IGST, that is your GST amount. But in case of trade discount, you may adjust the taxable value as well as your tax amount. Now, terms like rate difference and special discount are also not included in the value given after supply, that is quantity discount, but supplier may issue the credit note with GST, that is financial credit note. That means if multiple time while vouching or while checking the books of accounts of client, we found an account that is rate difference, and rate difference is that I supplied certain goods at the rate of 12. Okay. Post supply, I decided that the rate should be 11.50. In that case, 0.50 is my rate difference. So for that purpose, I am going to issue the credit note. In that case, term was not decided at the time of supply or before the supply. In that case, one need to issue the financial credit note, that he may adjust the taxable value, not the CGST, SGST, IGST. Okay. If trade discount given after supply, then it may be given by issuance of credit note. यहाँ पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ये वाला डिसीजन दे दिया. That means if there is any trade discount, sir, what do you mean by trade discount? Buy two get one free, buy three get two free. The term is already decided at the time of supply. If you are going to buy two products, in that case, you will get one product. Then this one product is your discount. In that case, you can issue the invoice and you need to pay the tax on the two product value only, not on the three products value. Okay, sir. Or trade discount is also given on the basis of performance. Okay. I have made one agreement with my recipient that if you will sell the 10,000 units of a particular product, in that case you will get a trade discount of 2%. In that case, this discount is based on performance and terms is already decided at the time of supply. Hence, in that case, you may issue the trade discount, that is trade credit note, not no requirement to issue the financial credit note. Now, sir, post sales discount. Post sales discount. There is a two part under post sales discount. One is dealer is not required to do any further act. Just take an example. I have made one agreement with my dealer that I will provide you a discount of rupees 5,000 rupees. In that case, discount is known at the time of supply. In that case, I need to issue the trade credit note, or I may adjust the figure of GST. But if I had not provided that figure at the time of supply, I am going to provide that discount post supply. In that case, GST should not be adjusted. I need to issue the financial credit note. Okay. Another situation, I have made one agreement with my dealer that if you will do the particular sales drive or you will do the proper advertisement of my product, in that case I will provide you a discount of 5% on the transaction value. In that case, the discount is with a condition, and condition is that the dealer has to do the advertisement. In that case, dealer needs to make the invoice for those advertisement expenses on behalf of me, that is on behalf of supplier, and I may take the input tax credit on those advertisement expenses, or in that case for discount, because the terms is already decided at the time of supply. Hence, trade credit note can be issued. Okay, the same has been given in the chart. Post sales discount, dealer is not required to do any further in that case. Discount known before or at the time of supply, credit note can be issued. Okay, if discount not known before or at the time of supply, in that case credit note can be issued without GST, that is financial credit note. Dealer is required to do further act. In that case, dealer is required to do further act like sales promotion or sales special drive. In that case, dealer has to make invoice for such expenses in favor of supplier, and supplier get input tax on that invoices. That is what is the concept of post sales discount. Under post sales discount, there is two situation: dealer needs to do something or dealer is not required to do something. In case dealer needs to do something, in that case for those expenses, dealer need to pay the amount on behalf of supplier, and supplier is eligible to take the input tax credit on those expenses. But in that case where dealer is not required to do any act, there is also two category. One where the discount is decided at the time of supply, trade credit note can be issued, or if the terms has not decided, in that case financial credit note should be issued. Okay, sir. This is clear. This is the most important part of discussed discount, and we had discussed on that. Now, quantity discount. Sir, what do you mean by quantity discount? If any person buy 10 quantity of particular product, and for that he will give 11 quantity of that particular product for the price of 10 quantity, this is treated as your trade discount. We had already discussed on that. Okay, sir. Now, is the credit note related to main supplies to be related? Yes, your credit note is related to your main supply only. If I had supplied a product of rupees 20,000 rupees, in that case, if I am going to issue a credit note in future for 5,000 rupees, then I need to first link that credit note with my main supply, that is the supply of 20,000 rupees. So the linkage is required. In earlier scenario, department is also required in the GSTR 1 return that you need to link that your credit note with your invoice. Now this condition is not mandatory, but in your books of accounts, while doing the accounting, you first need to link that your credit note with your invoice. Is that okay, Harikesan ji? Now, Section 15, subsection 4, where the value of supply of goods or services or both cannot be determined under subsection 1, the same shall be determined in such manner as may be prescribed. That means in those situations in which price is not your sole consideration and supplier and recipient is not related person, that is price is your sole consideration and supplier and recipient is not a related person, in that case you can go with the transaction value and add those things which we had discussed. Okay, now if there is any situation in which supplier and recipient is a related person, or price is not the sole consideration, there is something other than price, in that case you need to take the reference of various rules. Okay, so first we are going to discuss on the rule number 27. Sir, what is the situation in which rule number 27 will applicable? Sir, this is the most important part of law that you need to calculate the value of supply in a very good way, in a proper way, because maximum of the litigation is only due to your value of supply and only due to your input tax credit. Okay, so this is our prima facie responsibility, that while filing the return or at the time of handling the departmental scrutiny, departmental audit, or at the time of handling our client's business, In that case, we need to take those things in our mind, that we need to take care of the value of supply, that we are going to pay the tax on that amount. That amount is perfect. Okay, if we had paid tax on wrong amount, in that case, if time has already lapsed, in that case, you will not eligible to take any type of refund. Or if you had paid less tax, in that case, you need to pay the penalty under section 73 also with interest. And penalty will be your 10%, 15%. And if the department will cover that case in your section 74 of CGST Act, in that case, the penalty is 25%, 50%. So, as a chartered accountant, as a tax consultant, as a professional, this is our prima facie responsibility, that we need to take care of all those things in our day-to-day practice life. Okay, sir. Now, rule number 27. Sir, when this rule will apply? Value of supply of goods or services where the consideration is not wholly in money. That means, if I am going to supply certain things to Mr. X, okay, and I am not getting the whole amount in money, I am getting something else other than money. In that case, where the supply of goods or services is for a consideration not only in money, the value of supply shall be the open market value of such supply. Sir, I am going to supply a laptop to Mr. X. Okay, and I am getting 20,000 rupees in cash, and I am also getting one printer from Mr. X. In that case, what is the value of supply? So first option which is available with me is that I may pay the tax on the open market value. That means the open market value of that laptop is 40,000 rupees. You may buy that laptop from other supplier in the market at the rate of 40,000 rupees. In that case, you may pay the tax on 40,000 rupees. That is your open market value. Second option, if open market value is not available, that means that laptop is not available in the market. In that case, some total of consideration of money, that is 20,000 rupees, which I am getting from my recipient, and any such further amount in money as is equivalent to the consideration not in money. That means I am getting 20,000 plus printer. In that case, I need to calculate the value of that printer. Assume the value of that printer is 10,000 rupees. In that case, I need to pay the tax on 20,000 plus 10,000. That is, I need to pay the tax on 30,000 rupees. First option, open market value. If open market value is not available, in that case, I may pay the tax on the money part. Plus, I need to convert the monetary value of that particular product. Okay, so I need to pay the tax on 30,000. If the value of supply is not determined under clause A or B, that is open market value or monetary value, I am not going to decide, I am not able to decide the value from that particular point. In that case, the value of supply of such other like quantity or quality. यहाँ पर the most important part, like kind and quantity. Government has used the word like kind and like quantity. That means quantity भी same होनी चाहिए ना, quality भी same होनी चाहिए. That means I am going to sell 40,000 printers, 40,000 laptop to a person, and I am comparing the price with one laptop price. That is, I am going to compare the price with retailer and I am a wholesaler. This is not a right thing. Okay, so I need to calculate the price with like quantity and like kind. Okay, so if the open market value is not available, you are not able to decide the monetary value. In that case, the price of same product which is available in market or similar product which is available in market, you can decide the value on that basis. Or if you are not eligible to decide the value on basis of A, B and C, in that case you need to take the reference of rule number 30 and rule number 31. So what is this rule number 30 and 31? We will discuss in later case. So now, for that point, as per rule 27, if you are going to supply certain thing and you are getting money as well as certain other thing in the form of consideration, in that case, first option is open market value, second option money plus monetary value, third option is like kind and like quality. If you are not going to decide from A, B and C, in that case you need to take the reference of rule number 30 and rule number 31. Is that okay, sir? Please comment in the chat box that that concept is clear. The same example which is here I had already taken, so you may read the example. Okay, or I had already taken that example. So this is the scenario, that is rule number 27 is applicable in that case in which money plus monetary value. Second, the value of goods, how the ITC on such valuation will be claimed. Sir, there is not an issue with claiming of input tax credit, because as I am a supplier, if I had decided the invoice as per open market value, that is 40,000 rupees. In that case, I need to take the taxable value as 40,000, and I need to take the tax rate CGST or SGST or IGST, whatever will be rate. I just assume that rate of GST will be 20%. In that case, 10% CGST, 10% SGST. That is 4,000, 4,000. In that case, the recipient can claim input tax credit 4,000, 4,000, not an issue. If I am going to value on the price of money plus monetary value, that is 20,000 plus 10,000, that is 30,000. I need to pay the tax on 30,000, and recipient can claim the input tax credit according the invoice. Hari Kishan ji, is that okay? Sir, and what bill will be charged if I am comparing with a different laptop? So you need to take the reference of similar quantity, like quantity. Okay, like quantity and like kind. Although I am not getting your point, Naresh ji. So this is just from my side, that you need to compare from the invoice of like kind and quality which is available in the market. Okay. Value of supply of goods or services are both between distinct person and related person. Sir, what do you mean by distinct person and related person? We had already discussed. Okay. Same pen, different GSTN. Other than through an agent, there is no selling by the agent. In that case, the value of supply of goods or services are both between distinct person as specified in subsection 4 and section 5 of section 25, or where the supplier, recipient or recipient related person, other than where the supply is made through an agent, sell with the open market value. Because there is a doubt that कहीं गड़बड़ तो नहीं हो रही है, कहीं प्राइस कम तो चार्ज नहीं कर लेगा, because this is the situation of distinct person or related person. There is a chances. Okay, so for that purpose this rule is here. In case of related person, distinct person, you need to value your supply on the basis of open market value. Just take an example. I had transferred one computer to my branch office situated in Gujarat. In that case, I need to take the value. First, I need to check that what is the open market value. Okay, assume open market value of that system is 30,000 rupees, and I am just transferring that product for 50,000 rupees. In that case, I need to pay the tax on 30,000 rupees, because I need to check the open market value. Okay, because this is a concept of a related party and related person. Next, if open market value is not available, in that case, similar like or quantity. Similar like or quantity कि जो भी price होगी, whatever will be the price for similar kind of goods or services, in that case I need to charge the amount accordingly. Next, if the value is not determinable under clause A or B, in that case I need to take the reference of rule number 30 and 31. So, sir, Rule 27 talks about where the money plus monetary value. Rule 28 talks about where the supplies between the distinct person, related person. We had already discussed on the concept of related person and distinct person. The rule is that you need to take the open market value. If open market value is not applicable, available, in that case similar kind or quality. And if you are not similar kind, quality and quantity, and if you are not going to decide with A and B, in that case you may take the reference of section number 30 and section rule number 30 and rule number 31. Okay, sir. Provided that where the goods are intended for further supply as such by the recipient, the value shall at the option of supplier with the amount equivalent to 90% of the price charged for the supply of goods. That means if I am going to transferring any particular product to my branch situated in Gujarat for 30,000 rupees, okay, and if that branch is going to sell that product, or the branch is going to further supply that product for 50,000 rupees, in that case I may take the value of supply as 90% of the 50,000. That means jitne mein wo branch further supply karegi, on that price on which branch is going to supply that product or services, in that case I may take the value as 90% of that price. Is that okay? This is also option available. But that supplies to not a related person. Okay. The branch needs to supply that goods or services to an unrelated person, provided further that where the recipient is eligible for full input tax credit, in that case value declared in the invoice shall be deemed to be the open market value of the goods or services. If I am going to provide any particular product to my branch, or branch is eligible to take the input tax credit, in that case the price is charged by me in the invoice shall be treated as your open market value, and I need to pay the tax on that value. So, sir, in case of a distinct person or related person, the value is your open market value. Open market value is not available, like kind or quality or quantity. If it is not available, then you should go to rule number 30 and rule number 31. And there is another option available if the branch is going to further supply that particular product or goods. In that case, the value will be 90% of that price of that further supply price. Is that okay? So, rule number 28. Explanation. In the above mentioned case, where the recipient is eligible for full input tax credit, then invoice shall be deemed as open market value of goods or services, because in that case, if recipient is eligible for full input tax credit, then there is no evasion of tax. Okay. Possibility of manipulation. Sir, this clause is there under rule 28. Okay, that is, if I am going to provide that product to my branch for 1 lakh rupees and the GST rate is 18%, so in that case my branch is eligible to take the input tax credit of 80,000 rupees, and if recipient is eligible for full input tax credit, in that case the price charged by me is treated as your open market value. This is already mentioned here. So by this provision, because government says that the counterparty is eligible to take input tax credit, then the supplier will charge GST according to the open market value. This is the presumption taken by government, hence they uh, insert that lines. But what is the possibility for manipulation? Just take an example. If I have no input tax credit, because if I am going to transfer any product to my branch, in that case I need to pay the tax as output tax, and if there is no balance of input tax credit available in my hand, in that case what I am doing, I will make the invoice as lower as possible so that the output tax will be minimum, or my branch will get the input as minimum, because the already input is available in the hand of my branch. Or another situation, if my branch wants certain input tax credit, certain huge input tax credit, in that case I will prepare the invoice at a higher price so that there is a input tax credit balance in my ECL. So I may adjust my input tax credit balance for paying the output tax, and I may transfer that input to my branch by transferring that particular product or services. So there is a chances of manipulation also. So the possibility of manipulation is also, we had already mentioned that factor here, and the example is also there, which example I had already discussed with all of you. Is that okay, sir? So in our today's session, we had discussed on the special economic zone. Okay, that is a supply to special economic zone is exempted, that is zero rated supply. Or if you are going to transfer any product or supply any product or services to special economic zone, then in that case you are eligible to take the refund of your accumulated input tax credit. Another, we had discussed on section 15, that is your value of supply, and for calculation of value of supply, if the recipient and supplier is not a related person and price is a sole consideration, in that case the transaction value will be your value of supply. Okay, we had discussed on various inclusions for calculating the value of supply. We had already discussed on the term discount. If the terms is already decided at the time of supply or prior to the time of supply, in that case discount figure should be adjusted with the transaction value. And if you not decided the term of discount, in that case you need to issue the financial credit note. We had already discussed on the concept of trade discount and financial discount. Also, in this session, we had discussed on Rule 27, 28 of CGST rules for determining the value of supply. Rule 27 is applicable in case of money plus monetary value. So the basic principle is you can calculate the value of supply by Open market value, if open market value is not available, in that case money or plus monetary value. And if you are not eligible to decide the value of supply from this method, in that case you can go with the like kind and like quality and quantity. And if this is not possible from this route, in that case rule 30 and 31 is there. In Rule 28, we had discussed about the distinct person, related person. In case of distinct person and related person, open market value. If there is no open market value is available, in that case, like, kind, and quantity. If you are going to provide that product to your branch and branch is going to further supply that product to an unrelated person, in that case, you may take the value of supply as the price charged to that unrelated person, 90% of that price. So, sir, that is what is the concept which we had discussed in our today's session. Tomorrow, we are going to discuss on the rule number 29, 30, 31, or we will start our discussion on the very important topic, that is heart of GST, input tax credit under GST. So, sir, if you have any query, you may raise your queries in the chat box, or you may post the queries in the WhatsApp group, so that we can discuss on all the queries in the WhatsApp group itself. So for today, I am going to sign off. Thank you for your support, and good night. Bye bye.